The road to the White House will likely run through some familiar territory. All 7 swing states on our NBC battleground map were considered toss-ups in 2008 as well. But the president may have the edge. He won all 7 the last time around. Charlie Cook is the editor and publisher of the Cook Political Report and an MSNBC political analyst. David Drucker is the associate politics editor for Roll Call, and both of them join me now. And we see here these group of 7, I call them the sacred 7, Nevada, Colorado, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, and Florida, and then you have Iowa on one of yours.
Instead of North Carolina.
So that's the Cook NBC difference.
Yeah,
but we're all a big family here in the school of punditry. But let's talk about the Latino vote and the importance of it. We have it in our NBC News Wall Street Journal poll, Obama leading with Latinos 69-22. And when I look at that map, Colorado, Florida, Nevada, North Carolina, Virginia, the Latino vote can make a huge difference there. How important is it this time around, Charlie?
Well, I think it's huge if they turn out in the kind of numbers they did in 2008. And that's the $64,000 question. Republicans have done everything they possibly can to antagonize the Latino vote. But at the same time, there's a certain disappointment that the administration didn't push harder to get some kind of immigration reform. And let's face it, Latinos had a tough economy. So if he could get those kinds of numbers and can get the 67% of the vote he got in 2008, that's great for him if he gets that turnout. But I think that's a very, very real question.
On the topic of Latinos, one thing that I find fascinating is Arizona, which has been trending as a GOP state for a long time. Some polls have it close between Obama and Romney. Could the Latino vote make an impact there?
Well, I think the Latino vote could make an impact there and in other states, but as Charlie said, the issue with that demographic has always been turnout. They've always turned out in much smaller numbers than are available, in some sense, the way we've looked at younger voters over the years. And so I think that if the Latino vote increases its share of the electorate, they become a real force and a player that I think then Republicans are forced not to ignore. Right now, it's still been somewhat safe to take them for granted. And even now, if you look at this, what Romney needs to do is improve his numbers. He doesn't have to win Latino voters, but he's got to get closer to the George W. Bush number in order to make sure that he doesn't come up on the short end of the stick on some of these key states where he's going to need to do well.
Let's look at some of these pure toss-ups. Florida, Nevada, Ohio, and Virginia. And the state that I find fascinating is Virginia. It's been trending GOP for so long. Obama won it last time around. Obama really has to win it, Charlie, if he's going to go with this losing Ohio or Florida tactic.
Well, I think Virginia is the new Florida or the new Ohio.
Virginia, Virginia, Virginia.
As a great man once said. No, I think if I could know one state, that would be it. If I could know 3 states, I think I'd throw Florida and Ohio in as well. But it's a classic. It's a mid-Atlantic state now. It's not a southern state. It's a great mix of a lot of different places. Democrats kind of overshot a little in 2008, overperformed. It's probably come back a hair, but a hair enough where Romney can win. You know, it's going to be very close.
It's all about Northern Virginia, and one of the things I like about Virginia this cycle is you have Tim Kaine running for Senate for the Democrats. He was a key Obama messenger,
right.
And what I'm looking for on the night of November 6th is if a guy like Tim Kaine can win, it probably means that Obama is doing well and has a really good shot if his key messenger in a state like Virginia that rejected Democrats over the past couple of years then comes around to Governor Kaine.
Is it wrong to stereotype Nevada as Latinos turn out, Obama wins, Mormons turn out, Romney wins?
Well, I think Mormons turn out no matter what. Okay. I mean, I think that's
so
that's part of the deal.
Right.
I mean, yeah, they're going to be there, but I think Latino and younger voters absolutely, and that's where again where the president so overperformed Latinos, younger voters, and not unexpectedly African American voters, that turnout means everything for him.
And really quickly, Iowa. Why is it trending GOP this time around?
Well, I just think that Iowa voters have been unhappy with the administration. Even among a lot of Democrats, you've had disappointment with what Washington has been doing under Democratic leadership. And it's a strange state. You have a very conservative Chuck Grassley serving as senator. You have a very liberal Tom Harkin serving as the other senator. And this state really does pull back and forth. They hated the health care law, and I think that helps Romney.
Small town states with a large small town rural populations, Democrats in general and the president's had a really, really hard time. I mean, we have kind of a metrosexual president with that doesn't go over well in the small town, and it's just cultural. It is what it is.
Well, the state that gave birth to President Obama, they don't like him as a metrosexual. Charlie Cook, David Drucker, thanks so much for being on the show.